Hello and welcome to a special episode of In the Hangar. I'm Dan Milliken.
And I'm Christy Wong. And surprise, surprise, I'm at an airport today.
Okay, this episode is a buyer's guide. What to get as a gift for the holidays, that special Aviator in your life.
And we've got some really great gift ideas for you guys that we're super excited to talk about today.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to break these down by price. So like 0 to 50, 50 to 100, and on and on.
And we're going to be fully transparent with you guys. If we're sponsored by somebody, you'll know up front. Otherwise, these are just collaboration of ideas that we've put together over the last several months to bring to you guys.
Yeah, so we've been working on these, and hopefully, you can find something there. And last thing I want to mention is that, I'm going to try to put the links to these, but it's a lot of links because we're going to talk about a lot of products. So if what you hear, you think you might want to go and find it, it's okay to Google it. I may not have the link for you, but we'll try. So with that, Christy, let's get started. Under $50.
Okay. Under 50. All right. Some of the basics, you guys, really basic gift ideas are some sectionals, IFR load charts, anything like that can be purchased at your local pilot shop or online from Amazon. I mean, the new Far Aim is out. That's a really, really great gift for the Aviator in your life that doesn't have an updated version of these items.
Okay, so how much is a sectional at a pilot shop?
Usually like $8.
Okay.
Maybe $10, yeah.
Okay, all right, good. And you don't have to just put the sectionals on your legs, right?
No, I mean, I do, but that's just me.
All right, well, so my go-to for the under $50 is actually a flight bag. And you might think that a flight bag, to be under $50 is going to be falling apart, and they would be. The flight bag I got when I started as a student pilot, that thing didn't even last through that.
Yeah, and most of them aren't.
Most of them aren't, and it seems like that if you're an aviator, people price things higher. I don't know. Go figure.
Yeah, if you put the word airplane or aviation in front of it, it tends to get more expensive.
So here's the flight bag that I love, and it's like only $25. It's at LA Police Gear, and it's their range bag. And I have used that thing for many years now. I'm hard on things, and it lasts. It's solid. $25, and you'll have a primo flight bag. And I'll have the link for that.
I've actually got one like that too, and I can attest that thing has put up with a lot of abuse over the past 3.5 years.
All right, what else under 50?
All right, customizable hats. These are perfect. I got one for Steve recently. He loves it. Those are usually right around $25 or so.
Well, when you say customizable, what are you putting on? What did you do for Steve?
For Steve, he's got one of those hats. It's got the RV8 on it with the tail number.
Okay, with the tail number. All right.
Yeah, and everybody has seen my little Wong Warrior hat that I got from Dare to Fly. So it's got my tail number on the side of it.
And that's all under 50. What else under 50?
More things. So aviation art. People like to get little diagrams and pictures of their airplanes up.
Oh, so that's a really good point, because I had an employee here at S Films as a gift to me. Went to Shutterfly or whatever and took a picture of Lola. I took one of my pictures of Lola, made a jigsaw puzzle out of it. One of the best gifts I ever got. And that was.
I would love that. Are you listening, Dan? Christmas is coming.
Yeah, I'll give you a jigsaw puzzle of Lola.
No.
All right.
Oh, one really, really cool idea is customizable chocks for your airplane. I actually have to share these because we had a flying club member who made these for our club airplanes. These are customizable chocks. This was made by Kevin Dinsmore. And so AVFC, or Valley Flying Club, he actually made some even for the Wong Warrior. It just says WW on it. And it's got AVFC, but I can now take these, put these in the airplane, and now I can travel with a customized pair of chocks.
Yeah, but the only problem is that's going to throw your Wong Warrior out of weight and balance.
Not exactly, but nice try.
All right, what about flashlights and small things like that?
Absolutely. So again, getting back to those basics, basic gear for your pilot. I mean, maybe even a nice E6B.
An E6B. What's that? All right. Okay, and finally, under $50, you can get a taking off t-shirt.
You can. Our taking off t-shirts are $25 and you can find them in the link below.
All right, that's a pretty good starting point. Now let's move up from the 50 to 100 range. And what would you buy for the Aviator in your life if you had less than $100 to spend?
All right. You could buy like a yoke mount, a really good yoke mount in this price range, like the Ram yoke mount, and also that Sporty's flying mat.
Flying mat, what is a flying mat?
So you could get like so basically what it is it's like it's got, you can customize it with the state on it. I mean, seriously, just Google Sporty's flying mat. It's like a floor mat with an airplane. And we've actually got one at home, of course. And it's got the state of Texas and it's got an airplane on it, of course.
Okay, so the flying mat. One thing that I like under $100, and I reviewed this, is the Crystal Pilot knee board. I think at $79 is a great price. And, I use it a lot. We are not sponsored by them, so it's an honest review of that. Also, here's something else, is that for that Aviator in your life that likes to get good audio into their camera while they're flying, is that you can get an audio cable for recording cockpit audio from In-Flight Cam. They have one that's, depending on which camera that you have, is...
See, now I know what to get Brian Turner for Christmas, so...
Yeah, Brian, we don't need to hear more of Brian, so it's okay if you don't get audio for Brian. Okay, so what else?
All right. Speaking of cameras and pictures, you can send a picture of your favorite YouTuber and put it on a pillow.
Yeah, I think that's been done recently, hasn't it?
Yeah, funny enough, Steve actually made one of those of me, and now he's got a pillow Christie, so that when I'm on work trips.
Okay, let's keep it PG.
He's got a version of me at home.
Okay, all right. We joked about the leggings earlier, but is that a good gift for a female aviator in your?
Absolutely. The Chart It All for leggings, masks, bow ties. I mean, if they can put a sectional on it, they'll do it. You can even reach out to them and see if there's customizable items that you would like to see a chart on. Chances are they can do it. Chartitall.com. They're great.
What's the price range for that kind of stuff?
It's going to be $50 to $100. One of my favorite items ever is I got one of those blankets. I think it was right around $80 or $100. It's an approach plate of the North Pole. It's fictional, but it's really cute and super soft. I love it.
You got that from Chart It All.
Chart It All. Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Another thing in this range is airplane models. So
absolutely. Love the airplane models. I actually have a model of a 175. That was right around $55. I literally just got it off Amazon.
Yeah, and I'm just talking about models you'd buy in box. We're going to talk about like custom models of your plane, but that's not going to be in the $50 to $100.
No, unfortunately.
All right. Okay, so moving on, $100 to $500. Now we are going to spend a little bit more money, so that Aviator in your life is just a little bit more special of a person.
They are very special, yes. So let's talk about those airplane models again. I recently, for my birthday this year, Steve actually had a customized model of the Wong Warrior made for me. It's around $300 or so. Totally worth it. Love it. Look at it every day.
How big is it?
It's actually, I mean, it's a good size. It barely fits on my shelf.
Okay. All right. What about you could buy a DJI action camera? Now the newest GoPro, the Hero 9, is probably right at the top of that range, especially once you get a card or other things. But the DJI Action is less expensive. So if you're on a bit of a budget, it's a good camera, so you can get that for the Aviator in your life.
You know, a luggage set is a really, really good idea. Or like the Stayfly bag that they sent me, I've really enjoyed using it. That was right around $150.
Yeah, so they sent that to us. We didn't, we're not being sponsored by them. How have you liked that Stayfly bag?
It's been really great, actually. I use it not so much for work. I use it more casually, but they've actually got a couple of really good options depending on your usage. I would use the other one from their site as more of a work bag. The one they sent me personally, I'm using very casually.
I see. Another thing I want to talk about, in addition to like buying an action camera, is buying some mounts for that Aviator. If you go to FlightFlix, they have a bunch of different mounts that they've gone through. FlightFlix is owned and run by a pilot, so he knows what goes into putting these things on airplanes, and all their products are top notch. That's where I go for my mounts. So
yes, absolutely. I will say this, the best gift in this price range has got to be Flying Eye sunglasses. We are sponsored by Flying Eye sunglasses, and happily so.
Happily so, to the point you were a customer of Flying Eyes before we ever got sponsored.
Absolutely. I still have my original pair of Flying Eye sunglasses that I paid full price for. And I love them so much that when they approached us about being a sponsor, we were more than happy to do that.
So Flying Eyes will probably come anywhere between 170 to 250, I guess, depending on what you get. They've got bifocals now. They have the new Kestrel Aviators, which are awesome.
Love my new Kestrels.
Yeah,
I'll say this, totally worth it. Look, in all transparency, I am not an expensive sunglasses person. Before my Flying Eye sunglasses, I was the person going to the dollar store, literally buying $4 pair of sunglasses and just replacing them every time they broke. I have never been happier with my Flying Eyes. They're practically indestructible. I've beat these things to death and they are still kicking. Yeah, definitely worth it.
And if any of you guys have watched anything on our channel, you know how big we do talk up Flying Eyes. It's because we do love them so much. And if you use our code, taking off, all caps, one word, you can get 10% off at their website. Okay. Another good $100 to $500 range, a handheld radio. A lot of aviators don't have a handheld, and it's always good to have in your flight bag. Do you have one?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I absolutely have one. And I use it with students and stuff too. So, if we go out to an uncontrolled airport, I'll have my little handheld radio there.
Perfect. What else, Christy?
An iPad mini, the 64 gigabyte will be right about $400 if you just get the Wi-Fi one. It's actually the one that I have. And it's perfect for ForeFlight. I keep it in the airplane, connect it to my Stratus, boom, I've got weather and traffic.
That's the one without cellular. That's going to be below 500. What about headsets, Christy?
In this range, you can try the David Clarks. So you can get a decent pair of David Clarks for right around $350 to $400.
Are those going to be active noise canceling or just passive noise canceling?
Probably passive noise canceling. They're not going to be active. The active ones, we'll talk about those a little bit later.
Right. Okay. So, and what else? 100 to 500.
I would say if you want to get somebody a really cool gift in this price range, get them a ForeFlight subscription. Also, a discovery flight in an airplane would be really, really cool. Those are usually going to cost right around $200.
Now let's move on up, 500 to 1,000. That Aviator is really special in your life.
You have got to really, really love your Aviator.
Well, apparently Steve really loves you, because the first thing in the 500 group, let's talk about that. What do you got?
So let's talk about Metar Maps. Metar Maps are going to be right about $500. It's like the best gift, one of the best gifts I think I've ever received. I look at it, I use it every single day. It is, I can't say enough about my Metar Maps. We're not officially sponsored by them, but I just love them so much.
And if you're wondering what we're talking about, it's right there behind me. That's a Metar Map. So it lights up, as you can see. Most of the Texas, where we're at right now, is red, low IFR. In this price range, I've seen some things on the internet that have blown me away. And one thing I've seen is this artist out of South Africa. His name is Daryl, and he does these custom paintings of planes. You could send him a picture of your own, but like, I'm a big World War II aficionado, and the stuff that I've seen just blows me away. I'd love to have something from him, and that's probably in the 500 to 1,000 range.
Noted.
So that's what.
And an iPad mini with the cellular, if you get the 256 gigabyte, would be right around $680. So that would fall in this price range as well.
Oh, and headphones. The Zulu 3s, the Lightspeed Zulu 3s would be under 1,000. So there you go. You get into active noise canceling.
There you go. So now let's talk about gifts that are over $1,000.
Woo. Okay.
You really want to impress somebody.
Yeah, what are you going to get me this year, Christy?
I see your Zulu 3s with the Bose A20s.
I would take some Bose A20s.
That's my favorite.
Well, now they are, in all fairness, $200 more than the Zulu 3s for about the same level of quality, I think.
Yeah, so I actually, in all transparency, I tried both. So true story, Steve actually got both of those headsets and he let me try it for Christmas a couple years ago. He said, try which one, try them both. You get to keep one. I'll keep the one that you don't like, because he liked both of them. I tried both and I really liked my Bose A20s. And so he's got the Zulus.
I do respect the Bose name. I just wish they weren't $200 more. Okay, so what else, Christy?
Here's the biggest, most heartwarming gift of all. Pay for somebody's private pilot certificate or their IFR rating.
Oh, what's that going to cost?
That's probably going to cost somewhere in the $5,000 plus range.
Oh, I think at least plus. More like, yeah.
I'm just saying starting at, well, so your instrument may cost about $5,000. If you really want to go over and pay for somebody's private pilot, you're going to expect to pay somewhere between $8,000 and $10,000.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go, $8,000 to $10,000 gift. That's kind of like those gifts you see in the department store Christmas editions where they have the the diamond studded whatever. So while you're at it, if you're going to do that and drop $10,000, why not just go ahead and buy that special person in your life a Cessna 150 or a Cherokee Warrior? You could buy.
Actually, if you want to buy somebody special something, you could buy a new pair of G5s for their Warrior.
Oh, okay. There you go. Avionics, always a good Christmas gift.
Always a great Christmas gift.
Nothing in the stocking says Merry Christmas like a G5.
Laugh all you want, but 2 years ago, Steve bought me the Stratus transponder to make the Wong Warrior ADS-B compliant. It was the best Christmas gift.
All right. So there you go. That's our rundown of great Christmas gifts that you can buy that Aviator in your life. And I hope, Christy, maybe we'll make this an annual thing and have some new stuff to talk about or something.
Yeah. And if you guys have an idea for something that you'd like to buy somebody or something you'd like to receive, leave us a comment below.
All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. As always, if you like the channel, subscribe. If you don't, still subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time.
In the hangar.